9月12日，沃尔特·艾萨克森的新作《埃隆·马斯克传》全球同步发售。早在数个月前开启的预售阶段，就妥妥地登上 Amazon.com 商业名人传记榜的 Top 1。主人公马斯克是当今世界首富、Tesla 电车和 SpaceX 等公司的创始人，作者沃尔特·艾萨克森则是美国传记类最知名的作家，书受到万众期待那是当然的。这并不是关于马斯克的第一本传记，早在2015年，老马的同乡、供职彭博商业周刊的 Ashley Vance 就曾为他写了一本同名畅销传记。但马斯克公开表示过不喜欢硅谷钢铁侠，因为那本书没有经过他本人亲自授权或监修，将他描写的过于情绪化、固执己见，且带有倾向性地夸大了负面。请沃尔特·艾萨克森为自己著书，那是每个成功人士的梦想。沃尔特·艾萨克森1952年出生于美国新奥尔良的富裕犹太家庭，毕业于哈佛大学，并获得历史和文学学士学位，同时获得世界上最负盛名的罗德奖学金。进入牛津大学彭布罗克学院，获得哲学、政治、经济方面的文学硕士学位。1978年加入《时代周刊》，在那里工作20多年，出色表现深得公司赏识。1996年，艾萨克森成为《时代》杂志的第14任主编。2001年6月，原 CNN 美国有线新闻网络董事长兼首席执行官托马斯·约翰逊宣布退休。同年7月，时任《时代》杂志第2执行主编的艾萨克森被任命为约翰逊的继任。加盟 CNN 后，艾萨克森执掌 CNN 主频道、CNN 头条新闻、CNN 国际频道、CNN 西班牙语频道等16个有线或卫星电视频道，同时还担任2个电台、1条新闻专线和12个网站的总管。2003年，艾萨克森担任阿斯本研究所的主席兼首席执行官。1992年，艾萨克森40岁时写了他的第一本传记作品《基辛格传》。当时他还在《时代周刊》做编辑，书的销售成绩不错，但被书评家们批评不专业，许多事实的错误、资料的不当引用、采访中提问的倾向性，漏掉很多重要当事人，采信了一些间接传言，甚至自己做主观推测等，几乎被批得体无完肤。也许是基辛格传的阴影过于沉重，11年后，艾萨克森才推出第2本传记。当时正值富兰克林诞生300周年前夕，关于他的传记作品扎堆出版，艾萨克森的《富兰克林传》却在乱局中脱颖而出。他没有采用从摇篮到墓碑的编年史写法，也不想假装自己看透了伟人的精神世界。他注重的是可读性，简洁明了，条理清晰，正适合表现富兰克林的狡黠睿智和实用主义。到2007年，艾萨克森的第3部传记《爱因斯坦：生活和宇宙》更是获得了巨大的成功。艾萨克森独辟蹊径，披露了爱因斯坦令人惊异的个性、不为人知的细节和成功历程中的挫折。比如，他写了爱因斯坦给第1任妻子的家规，其中有：如果我要求你不要跟我说话，你就要安静；你不要期待我的亲密言行，也不要主动与我亲热等。
苹果的乔布斯连续6年求他帮忙写一本自传，竟都被他无情拒绝。这个传记作家有点牛啊！作家名叫沃尔特·艾萨克森，写过富兰克林和爱因斯坦的传记，北誉全球。2004年，沃尔特接到了一个始料未及的电话，竟是苹果的乔布斯打来的。乔布斯请求他为自己写一本传记，帮乔帮主写自传，这可是无数作家梦寐以求的事情啊，绝对是一战成名的好机会。但没想到，沃尔特竟断然拒绝了乔布斯。原因很简单，他写的传记，不管是富兰克林还是爱因斯坦，都是死去的伟人，而乔布斯还活着。沃尔特认为，乔布斯还处在事业的波动期，未来还会有很多跌宕起伏，还不到写自传的时候。但是乔布斯却显得很执着，连续6年多次请求，而沃尔特同样执着，连续拒绝了乔布斯6年。直到2009年，乔布斯的妻子劳伦娜来找沃尔特，开门见山就是一句晴天霹雳：如果你真的打算写一本关于乔布斯的书，最好现在开始。沃尔特大惊失色，这才知道乔布斯患了癌症。这一次，沃尔特答应了，走访了所有乔布斯的朋友，也访问了乔布斯的敌人甚至仇家，终于写出了风靡全球的乔布斯传。在传记的扉页写着这样一句话：那些疯狂到以为自己能够改变世界的人，才能真正改变世界。毋庸置疑，乔布斯就是这样的人。
2011年10月24日，乔布斯去世后不久，艾萨克森的传记《乔布斯》出版，引起巨大的轰动，一时洛阳纸贵。马斯克希望有一本更中立客观的传记，于是曾执笔《乔布斯传》取得商业与口碑双丰收的沃尔特·艾萨克森，成了马斯克钦定的官方传记作者。艾萨克森为马斯克坐船时，曾与马斯克电话交谈近1个小时，并提出了近乎苛刻的要求：如果我写这本书，我不想只进行10次或20次采访，我想陪伴你2年半的时间。每个会议，我都想紧随你的身边，以便亲眼见证。其次，我不希望你对这本书有任何控制权，我也不希望你提前阅读。马斯克一一应允。埃隆·马斯克的写作直接从与马斯克面对面的接触开始。马斯克带着艾萨克森行走在他为 SpaceX 建造 Starship 的道路上，一起去参观在奥斯汀建造的 Gigafactory， 还去了加州霍索恩闲逛。凌晨3点，马斯克如果出现在艾萨克森附近，就会发个短信：“你有时间吗？”然后他们就会聊上1-2个小时。有的时候，在众多会议的间隙，马斯克也会突然对身边的艾萨克森讲起自己的故事。2018年，当他进入崩溃模式或在2007-2008年发射火箭的时候，他的那种戒备状态是怎样的？讲着讲着，马斯克会开始谈起他的童年、他的父亲，以及他父亲后来一系列狗血的事，而这些都是他以前从没有公开、深入谈过的事情，也是这本书600多页篇幅的众多出彩部分之一。艾萨克森几乎可以无限制地接触到马斯克身边的任何人。他还采访了马斯克的对手、敌人，甚至是曾经与之斗争过的马丁·艾伯哈德、特斯拉创始人，乃至于他的前妻，总共近250人。实际算下来，相比乔布斯，马斯克给了艾萨克森10至20倍的机会。2年时间里，艾萨克森几乎整天与马斯克在一起，从生活到工作，也使得埃隆·马斯克传比乔布斯传刻画了更多细节。
He's a visionary. To others, he's a petulant and sometimes petty billionaire. Whatever your opinion of Elon Musk, chances are you have one. And as our David Pogue reports, a new biography is sure to inflame passions, for and against.
You may love Elon Musk, or you may despise him.
Let's start with the richest and stupidest man in the world, Elon Musk.
But you have to admit, he's interesting.
I reinvented electric cars, and I'm sending people to Mars in a rocket ship. Did you think I was also going to be a chill, normal dude?
You just have to say, I want to talk to you about Elon Musk, and boom, people love talking.
Walter Isaacson has written biographies of Ben Franklin, Albert Einstein, and Steve Jobs. And this coming week, our sister company, Simon & Schuster, will publish his biography of Elon Musk.
What kind of access did you get to write the book?
I said, I want to be by your side for 2 or 3 years. I want to be in every meeting. And he said, fine.
What is Elon Musk like?
There's no single Elon Musk. He has many personalities.
Elon Musk's.
Yeah, exactly. Almost multiple personalities. And you can watch him go from being very giddy and funny to being deeply in engineering mode. And then suddenly the dark cloud happens. It's almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Isaacson writes that Musk's volatility stems from a brutal childhood in South Africa with his abusive father, Errol.
Everything's related to the traumas and the drives of childhood. It made him adventurous. It made him so that he felt more comfortable with drama.
I did not have a sort of happy childhood, to be frank. It was quite rough.
But it has left deep scars on him, the way his father treated him when he was bullied on the schoolyard, when his face was pounded into the concrete steps, and his father took the side of the person who beat him up instead of Elon. Errol Musk said, I raised him to be tough. So Errol Musk doesn't make a whole lot of apologies.
By age 31, Musk had founded and sold 2 software companies, making him a multimillionaire. One of them was PayPal. With that money, he founded SpaceX.
So we are here at the SpaceX rocket factory. How would you say this differs from what we would see at Boeing?
Everybody here is willing to take risks, and they know how to move fast. When Musk and I would walk along this corridor, and he would see people being a bit lethargic or not enough people, he'd say, "Where's everybody? Get this moving. This needs to be done by tonight." That would never happen at Boeing.
And what's the urgency?
He feels there's an urgency for humans to become multiplanetary, to get to Mars. And he feels there could be a crisis on Earth or something could happen, and we need to be a multiplanetary species.
If you're the employee, your blood's got to run cold when he comes by your station.
You know, there are people who really try to avoid eye contact because he can be brutal. He can get really mad. He can unload on people.
I'm actually making history tonight as the first person with Asperger's to host SNL. Or at least the first to admit it.
Musk is open about his Asperger's syndrome, but he believes that expressing empathy with his employees will only slow things down.
He'd say to me, "Yeah, I don't have as much empathy. I'm not like you. I don't want the person in front of me just to love me. I got to get this mission done."
Sometimes it's not easy. You have to put some personal things aside, but ultimately the reward is worth it.
If anyone's learned how to get along with Musk, it's Tesla's design chief, Franz von Holzhausen. He's been at Tesla for 15 years, shaping every Tesla model, including the radically designed stainless steel Cybertruck.
It's something where we can put the frame on the outside of the vehicle too. It really conveys toughness. It's bulletproof.
Let's say I'm Elon and I'm saying we have to do it this way, and you, based on your entire career and wisdom, disagree.
There's moments where you agree to disagree, but ultimately it's Elon's company. He's the boss.
These days, SpaceX and Tesla aren't Musk's only projects. There's his brain implant company, a tunneling operation, Tesla's solar roof division, and a new artificial intelligence company. Tesla is also developing a humanoid robot designed to do our dirty work for us. And then there's Starlink, a constellation of 5,000 satellites that can bring an internet signal to the entire planet, including remote regions and disaster areas. Thousands of Starlink terminals to help the Ukrainian military at no charge. But when he believed that Ukraine was going on the offensive, attacking Russian ships in Crimea last September, Isaacson says that Musk shut off their service there.
Musk felt that would lead to World War III, and so on his own, he decommissioned Starlink along the Crimean coast.
In fact, as Isaacson has now acknowledged, that's not quite what happened. Starlink wasn't running in that region in the first place, but when Ukraine asked Starlink for service there, Musk did decline to activate it.
So how does Elon feel about having this much global power?
You know, he says to me, "How am I in the middle of this?" But frankly, he loves it. He loves drama. He loves being the epic hero. I think it is a little bit dangerous because he loves it too much.
But when it comes to controversy, it'd be hard to top Musk's purchase of Twitter last year for $44 billion. He immediately fired over 80% of the employees, reinstated Donald Trump's account, and loosened the rules against hate speech and misinformation.
It won't be perfect, but I think we wanted to really have, like I said, the perception and reality that speech is as free as reasonably possible.
In July, he changed Twitter's name to X.
He loves the letter X. It's mysterious to him. There's SpaceX. There was X.com, his first payments company that becomes PayPal. His son has a name that looks like a Druid auto-generated password, but they call him X.
I mean, it's just X, the letter X, and then the AE is like pronounced Ash.
Musk has had 11 children with 3 women. Isaacson's book reveals that Musk's ex-girlfriend, musician Claire Boucher, whose stage name is Grimes, had a new baby boy last year. His full name is Techno Mechanicus Musk. Of course, Musk has never been a typical CEO.
I mean, it's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
He's smoked marijuana on camera. He's challenged Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg to a cage match, and he's frequently in trouble with the government, whose regulations he despises.
Generally, government should, I think, just try to get out of the way and not impede progress.
If you ask him what the biggest problem facing America these days is, that we're too risk averse, we have too many referees and not enough doers, and that's why we don't build high-speed trains or rockets that can get to orbit.
Already, the U.S. government hires SpaceX to carry our astronauts into orbit, contracts with Starlink to connect our military, and plans to pay Tesla to open its network of electric car charging stations to all drivers. But in a recent New Yorker article, journalist Ronan Farrow writes that the U.S. is becoming dependent on Musk even as he's becoming more erratic.
Elon Musk has behaved erratically at times, talking about his loneliness, his sadness, the fact that there have been questions about his psychopharmacology and public reports about the Tesla board being concerned about his Ambien use. Ketamine use.
But whatever his eccentricities, Elon Musk really has changed the world. Tesla's success triggered a global shift to electric cars.
2, 1.
And SpaceX has now conducted 261 successful launches in a row for a fraction of the traditional cost to taxpayers. In large part, that's because the company figured out how to land its boosters after each launch and reuse them. Do you admire him?
A biographer has to show the light and the dark strands, and you've got to be critical of the dark strands. You've got to be admiring of the light strands. But then the toughest thing is to show how they intertwine.
And how about his legacy? Do you think we'll be talking about Elon Musk 100 years after he's gone?
He brought us into the era of electric vehicles when GM and Ford had given up. He said, yes, we can shoot astronauts into orbit when NASA had decommissioned the space shuttle. So 100 years from now, we'll still be baffled in some ways about how dark he could be, but we'll say, yeah, he put his finger on the surface of history and the ripples came out.